Everyone round from the BBQ Brews Show. We're here live at Meatstock Toowoomba with Sara Berki, who's just come off the stage. How'd you go?
Oh, dude, it was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, great crowd, good place to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you really well.
Is this your first Meatstock?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah.
No, I heard sort of, you obviously had the set there, you've been touring, you've released a new album
Yes.
and things like that as well.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about how you got started before we get into all that stuff. How'd you get started in the music? You were 8, I think?
Yeah,
Wow.
it was actually, I was really quite young.
Yeah.
I'm actually a hairdresser by trade.
Okay.
So yeah, I finished hairdressing to be a musician. I didn't really know the first thing about it.
Yep.
I really didn't. I had no idea. I could write a song, I could play guitar, and through lockdown I thought, what the heck, let's do it. I'll just go and record. Didn't know how to get into it, and released a song and it went pretty well. So
fantastic.
Here I am.
Awesome. And that song, I mean, that whole process of recording and releasing, obviously a massive learning curve, right? So did that go straight onto like a streaming service? Is that how you sort of got going?
Yeah, so that's pretty much how it happens. It's you got to pay like a third party kind of thing. It's you got to go through distribution.
Yep.
And that's how you put your music onto Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, pretty much any streaming service. They help you out with it, so then they can pitch you to Spotify playlists and all sorts of things like that. I had good help. I was in good hands with people around me that were working with me, that believed in what I was doing. It's still crazy to me. I still don't really know what I'm doing, but I got some good people around me.
And look, I mean, and the country music scene in Australia, I call myself a born-again country music fan, because I was sort of growing up, listen to different music. In the last few years, I sort of started listening to a lot of country music.
Yeah.
I've got a playlist on Spotify that's like 13.5 hours long. That's just like every bit of country
Just
you can get.
everything.
But then recently, like last year, I went to my first Gippsland Country Music Festival.
Yep.
And that was just blew me away at how good the Australian country music scene is.
Yeah.
And at the moment you're touring with Travis Collins, right?
Yes.
How's that? Because he smashed it, right? I saw him live. How good is he live?
Yeah, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah.
I personally think that he's one of our best Australian male acts, and I just really am so inspired by him, and like he's been at it for so long and done so many good things, and I love what he's doing. I love everything about Travis Collins.
Fantastic.
He's my pick.
Yeah, no, look, don't blame me, because he's got some great songs as well.
Yeah.
And I've been sort of, loving that sort of scene. But I guess that's probably been a fantastic thing, because like 10 years ago, getting music out as someone starting out, it would have been so hard, right? Now we've got the opportunity that country music's actually getting some really cool groundswell and building up, and then we are actually getting this love for it. Right? It's amazing. Like Meatstock festivals,
yes, absolutely.
bringing country music in.
There's nothing like it. It's funny you actually mentioned that. So I'm from New South Wales.
Yep.
We don't have as much as what Queensland has for country music, so it's really awesome for us down there to travel up and to be here and to be, in with it all. And everyone it's just like literally a family. Everyone is
unreal.
doing the same thing. Everyone's just as cruisy as each other, and they're just good country people. Everyone that's in Australian country music is just good country.
No, that's it.
Love
and
it.
I think you said that thing. It's a community, and it's an amazing vibe. I think even a couple of music festivals I've been to, the country music festivals, there's just been like such a chill vibe. Like you sort of go in there, cowboy hats come, and it was like obviously like south of Melbourne. And like to see the amount of country folk come in, and you got city folk coming in. Even I bought an Akubra because I'm like, man, I want to get into it, right?
I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm going to get in deep. So I've got to get a pair of boots here. They're on special. So it's so cool, right?
Yeah.
Now, I mean, so you released an album earlier this year, so it's in Jan. Tell us a little bit about on the Heartline. Yes.
Heartline,
And tell us a little bit about that and what because there's a few cool songs in there as well. They're doing pretty well. Tell us a little bit about that one.
So this song has been in the pipeline for the whole album actually has been in the pipeline for so long. I started working on it when I really put my foot down and I was like, nah, I think I want to do this. Like I think I'm going to go record.
Yeah.
So I had 5 songs written on hand.
Yeah, right.
And the first one that I had released was called Fallen Off the Heartline, and that's where the title comes from.
Cool.
But yeah, it's very heartfelt, and I'm proud of what it is. I was just so keen to get it out there. People knew about it for so long, for about a year or so, and yeah, it's been very well received. I'm very happy. People love it, and I love that people just know little bits and pieces by lyric. Like that just there's nothing like it.
Yeah, I must admit, like that's something like you look at anyone on stage.
Yeah.
And to be able to like sit there and like, especially when you stop singing and then the rest of the crowd sings, like that, those feelings you get, I can imagine being like so good.
Yeah.
Now, the writing process, talk us through it. Like, is that you write by yourself? Do you, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And talk us through the process of writing songs.
I love writing. I really, really love writing. It was like the first thing. I fell in love with music from being able to play guitar at a young age, but then writing came as well. And I think because like in primary school and high school, I used to write like little stories and all of that kind of stuff, and then like narratives almost. And then when I started writing music, I was like, nah, this isn't something very familiar to other people. Like some people can't sit down and write a song, but you can sit down and write a whole song. So like we need to do something with it. Yeah. I've never co-written. So it's not something that I am completely uninterested in. It's something that as my music career starts to get going, I'm very interested in picking out and working with people. But I write all my music myself at the moment.
That's awesome.
So
that's excellent.
It's insane actually. Like sometimes it comes, and sometimes like you'll be sitting on a song for like 3 weeks, 3 months, and come back to it and that kind of thing. But then sometimes you can write it within 50 minutes.
That's unreal.
But yeah, I think like the way that I go about it is I come up with like a bit of a storyline of like, okay, well, I like this song, so I'm going to write a song like that song. And then I get the inspiration from a song that I ring, I guess, my own little way of what I would, So yeah, everyone has their own way, but that's pretty much what I come to.
That's all. And look, and I feel like the love about country music is like all the songs are a story, Like I think there's not many that aren't an actual like story about family, about drinking with mates, going fishing, or like I love my ute, like leak-heading and like dropping some amazing stuff, like the backcountry, like oh man, it's just, and that's why I think that's what's drawn me to it, because a lot of the music now I find has lost a lot of soul. Like it's just like, let's get it out on radio, let's make money, let's pump it out, and it's just not as, not as soulful and not as meaningful, I think. So it's really cool to see some of that country music come up as well. And who inspires you in the country music? I mean, you got Travis Collins, obviously, but growing up, who did you listen to? Like, I mean, or did you have anything outside of country, obviously?
So my dad's very much like Led Zeppelin.
Nice.
Like Black Sabbath, and then he's kind of like soulful, kind of old soul. He used to listen to like Frankie Valli, The Temptations.
So like that's a massive contrast.
But and then my mum was more like Cat Stevens, Fleetwood Mac, Cameron Marlowe. I love his voice. Lainey Wilson.
Oh right, yes.
And then I dip into like a bit of the older stuff, like Cass Elliot from Mamas and the Papas.
Oh
and like Bonnie Raitt, and old 70s kind of, lots of everything, but I wasn't brought up with country.
Yeah, well that's fantastic. So what drew you to the genre though, I suppose? Because you could, I don't know, you go up, you see, pop music and how popular it gets and how much people, get behind it and things like that. But what drew you to actually country music as a genre?
Yeah, I think that it was definitely, I grew up in quite a rural area. I grew up in a little area called Bargo down in New South Wales, and it wasn't very big at all. and lots of my friends were from a background like turkey farmers, like their parents were and like chicken farmers, and everyone had like, you know, property and sheep and horses and all sorts of stuff, and we just make our way to each other's properties kind of thing. And yeah, I guess I say, like, I live a pretty country lifestyle. Like, I don't live in an area where it's very populated. You know, I go away a lot, like just camping out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I've seen some of your stories. I think it was one where it was like a fire and overlooking coast and stuff. You go, these are the vibes. You go, I'm like, yeah, that's some good vibes.
That's kind of, I think, how I fell into it, because well, I love country. I love country just as it is. So what the heck? I think I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try singing it, and that's pretty much how it happened. And awesome. I'd like to stay with it because I think that it suits. It suits.
Yeah,
you know?
No, absolutely. Like, if it feels right, that's it.
Right.
That's it.
So,
now, obviously, new album release. What's up for 2023? What are you going to be doing?
Ooh, yeah, got a bit of stuff in the. I've always got stuff going on, but got a bit of stuff.
Where can someone catch you live? Like, are you touring? Obviously, you're Travis. So check that on your website.
Yes,
so what's your website?
Check it on my website. It'll be up there.
I'll pop it down in the comments areas.
Yes,
as well,
that'll be awesome. And pretty much that's it. That's going to carry me until about September. So jump onto the website, come see us. It's going to be great. It's
awesome.
going to be good.
And if anyone wants, if there's one song that people should listen that you've put out that you're very proud of, what's the one song you think someone should start listening to first?
Oh my God. Well, I think I will always say this. It was the first song that I ever recorded and released, but I hold it in my heart. Very, very sentimental to me. It's called Falling Off the Heartline. I would say listen to that one. That's my first pick.
Fantastic. So Berki, so good to chat to you.
You
and
too.
Thanks for joining us at Meatstock Toowoomba.
Bye.
See ya.